again, good morning, everyone. So just rules, quick rules. If you are not speaking, I'll ask you to mute yourself. If you need to speak, raise your hands up, or type a question in the chat box. And something else you could be able to do would be, I will go through the entire lecture, and then maybe we can then take questions and answers. Is that all right? So, and then if you know you're in a noisy environment, just mute your mic. So just for the purpose of making sure that everybody's able to concentrate, I'm going to just mute everybody, all right? Okay, so let's start. Now, this training is focused on black sea flies. So many people don't know, but I started my career working on creating alternative and innovative animal feed ingredients. And I've been doing that for more than, I would say, 6 years. It's one of my passions. I love innovation. I love creating new things and taking on extremely difficult challenges. And that was what kickstarted my social entrepreneurship career. All right. So just to give you a quick background about On Fire. On Fire is a movement. On Fire is an idea. And the idea is about how do we improve opportunities for Nigerian farmers or African farmers through innovative animal feed ingredients. All right. And I'll just quickly again share my background with you. I am the founder and CEO of Vetsark Limited. And also I founded On Fire. On Fire is a movement, is an idea, and it's really about creating alternative ingredients for fish feed production, poultry feed production, and other type of feed production. All right, so that's an area of research and an area of passion. A quick background on some of the things I've done over the last couple of years. I've won a number of local and international awards for my work on Fire, for my work on blocks, my educational startup, innovation, and for Vetsark, which focuses on animal health and agriculture. So this year I was selected for Goalkeepers Rebuilders Award by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. About a year or two, I won the Public Choice Prize for the Google Impact Challenge, Nigeria. I also won the 2017 Gold Food Prize alongside my team at Unleash Innovation Labs in Denmark. And I'm an Ashoka Fellow, something I'm very proud of. I'm a young laureate of the International Youth Foundation. I've won a number of awards, all right? So these are just some of them. So the reason for me showing you this is just to help you understand my background and where I am coming from, and to let you know that I know exactly what I'm talking. Now, when I think this was probably, was it 2016 or 2017? I was doing some work on insects at my factory in Delta State. I have a feed production factory in Delta State, and I began exploring the use of insects for alternative ingredients in feeds, livestock feeds. And one of the it was while I was doing that, I began to reach out to key stakeholders. So, for example, if you're working on anything fishery or aquaculture, PIN Foundation needs to be aware of like what you're doing. So I wrote to PIN and told them I've created some innovations and all that. So that led to different things, eventually led to being a part of USAID Nigeria Markets 2 projects at that time. You guys remember there was a time where the price of fish feeds went up. That was probably like almost 4 years or so ago, right? Where the price of fish feed just skyrocketed, I think during election or something like that. And because of that, USAID was looking at how to, explore other alternative protein ingredients, because most of our fish meal is being imported from Europe, from Asia, and all that. I think according to a NAFDAC personnel, they said that more than 95% of our fish meal is outsourced from Europe and Asia. So USAID was looking at how to, accelerate local production. And one of the things I did at that time with them was that they are looking at setting up pilot locations. So I actually had one of the best locations in the country, and they were really impressed at the work I was doing. So they invited their stakeholders. So this was the head of the project at that time, Harvey, and this is the head of one of the top leaders of CAFAN in Oyo State. You have a mix of investors, feed manufacturers, owners of farms, equipment producers, people from USAID team, as you can see them here, and from PIN Foundation. So you can see a whole lot of stakeholders came over to my office where I trained them on how to grow black soldier flies. So this is something that, by the grace of God, I would say I was one of the key pioneers of this movement in Nigeria. Um, Now, what are the key challenges that farmers face? High cost of feeding fish, feeding poultry, feeding pigs, high cost of setting up an animal feed production facility, unsteady income because of constant expenditures on animal feeds, and everyone has to wait for harvest to earn their living and all that. So sometimes you see farmers going into debt. So this is one of the reasons I was actually motivated to really engage in this work. Now, as you already know, if you're a fish farmer or you are a poultry farmer, at least 70% of your expenses, of your income or expenses, will go to just buying feeds. And the cost of feed just keeps changing from time to time. So some of you here who are farmers would understand what I'm talking about. So the idea of On Fire is to help you. We have other innovations, but this is just one of them. And we want to focus today on how you can learn about producing insect-based feeds. I define insect-based feeds as animal feeds consisting of insects that are nutritional, safe, and digestible by fish and chicken. So it means that the input you're using as an ingredient must be nutritional. The animal must be able to derive nutrient from it, especially protein and energy. And they must be able to, it must be safe for consumption, not just for the animals, but also for the human beings who will eventually consume it. And then it must be digestible, right? It means that the animal must be able to digest it properly, not just throw them feed and all those things, and then nothing happens. And then so something I want you to know is that it is not compulsory that you have to process it into pellets, like what you see, what I showed to you before. Um, it is not compulsory. You can feed these insects larvae fresh to your animals, to your fish or your chicken. All right. You can process it if you want to process it. You can dry it if you want to dry it. You can pelletize it. You can mill it. So it's actually up to you. All right. Now, one of the major constraints a lot of people face when they're setting up this is that they usually think large scale, and then large scale, of course, requires a lot of money and investment and all that. So one of the key challenges I'm going to address is how you can use like um, 20,000, 30,000, 40K to start something, just start. All right. So a low cost method of starting. So that's part of what On Fire is about. How do you teach people how to start something with less than $100 or $50? All right. Now let's move on. So I started On Fire in 2013, and the idea again was to create alternative animal feed sources for chicken and fish. This is me here, and my very good friend here, growing chickens in. I think we had this in Benin City at some time. And the idea is like, how do we help farmers make more money, and how does that transition from helping farmers make more money to production and distribution of nutritious foods in low-income communities. All right. So part of my work, this is my factory I told you guys about, and these are some of the feeds we produce and bagged and sold. And part of my work or key activity has been teaching people how to formulate feeds for free, and then how to produce animal feeds. So we can teach you that. We can teach you how to formulate your own feeds if you want to formulate your own feed in your own farm. And then you also can learn about how to start up your own insect farm and how to engage with stakeholders in the animal feed sector. Okay, good. Now, some of our key achievements to date have included formulating different type of feeds, from corn-based feeds, which is the standard feeds you have in the market right now, to water hyacinth-based feeds. The one that I don't think this is available right now, water hyacinth-based feeds, and then insect-based feeds, which is what we're talking about today. And our feed has helped more than 100 farmers in the location where we started before in Delta State. And we've trained more than 300 farmers on animal feed formulation masterclass, seminars, and all that. And based on the farms that we worked with, we have contributed nutritionally to more than 100,000 consumers. And in the course of my work, we won like 5 international and local awards for this work I'm sharing with you today. So it's really about open sourcing this knowledge so that everybody has access to it. So our approach primarily is to transform farmers from feed consumers to feed producers. All right. So that is what we're going to talk about. So you're always consuming feed, you're buying feed from this company, that company, and all that. So how about you start thinking about producing your own feeds? You know, how about producing your own feeds? Okay, now let's talk about the black soldier fly. Um, this is the black soldier fly, as you can see here. And the black soldier fly is an interesting micro livestock, all right? Now, the black soldier fly is indigenous to Nigeria, as well as some other African, Asian, and European countries. But for Nigeria, based on reports from the University of Ibadan, the black soldier fly has been in Nigeria since the 1970s. Like that was when it was first recorded that we had black soldier flies in Nigeria. So it's not it's nothing foreign that came from abroad or from Asia or Europe. No, it is completely local to our own environment. So we have it in our own environment here. And for some of you who actually have farms, you will most likely have seen the black soldier fly in your farm at some point in time or another, but maybe you didn't know the benefits of black soldier fly. So that's what I'll be sharing with you today. Now, this is an adult black soldier fly, as you can see. It's dark in color. That's one way you can recognize it, very dark. And it's almost like 2 times the size of a normal house fly. All right. And then it kind of has this sleek wings, you know, which you can see here. So this is one way you would identify the black soldier fly. Then once you look at the abdomen, you will see that it is structured like the khaki of a soldier. You know, it's really well structured. You see black space, and you see this thing transparent. This one, yeah, transparent. So if this was a female black soldier fly, which I think it is because it's trying to lay eggs now, all right, you would see through the transparency, yeah, all right. And you would also, once you look at the legs, you see a black patch, and you see white or milk color, you know. So it's actually structured, the body is structured like that of a soldier. So that's why it's called black, because most of the body is black, and then soldier because of how the body is structured, the patchments on the body, and then because it looks like a fly, that's why it's called black soldier fly. I hope you understand that. Now, the black soldier fly actually has, let me share with you. Actually, of course, like every man and woman, you know, in society today, or every living organism has to, you know, start up its own family and give birth to kids and all that. So this is commonly how they mate. You know, they don't mount on top of each other. This is how they mate. So as you can see here, can you guess who is the male or female? Let me see who knows. Because I want to teach you how to identify which of them is male and which of them is female. So can you type it in your chat box? Dr. David is saying this is entomology 101 by excellence. Actually, yes. I'm not a vet doctor, but we're trying our best when it comes to these things. Okay, people are saying the one on the right, the one on the left, the female is on left. Female, okay, some people. This, some people are saying the smaller one is the male. Okay, everybody is just arguing. Some people are saying the male is on the right. Okay, so let me show something to you. Let me show something to you. If you look at this carefully, all right, this one, here, you see on your left is the female. This one, sorry, this one is the female. This one is the male. And the reason I said so was because if you look at this image, it is the female that lays egg, all right? So if you zoom in closer and you look at this, you see the needle-like side of the abdomen, where the eggs come out from, all right? So if you go back to this picture, you will see this one that has a needle, something like a needle at the tip. That is the female, because right now, this man here is giving this one, I don't know what you guys want to call it, sperm or whatever, to fertilize the eggs here, all right? So once the eggs are fertilized, so it's not like human beings. For human beings, the person with the longer stuff is the male. But for black soya fly, the person with the longer stuff is the reproductive cleavage. You can go anywhere and get cartons. Even in your house, you have cartons. So it's something to start up with instead of creating something very sophisticated. So somebody remind me to ask during the Q&A, ask me about the disadvantages and advantages of using cartons. So as you can see here, what they do is that they lay the eggs into the dark openings here, all right? They load up the eggs into the carton, all right? Now, if you, what I do primarily is that I remove the carton, the normal rubber band you have. Don't use something, don't use gum. So this looks like it was gum, but it wasn't actually gum. You can just use a normal rubber band to just hold it. That's all, nothing complex. And then when you remove, once they've laid their eggs and it's full like this, you have to now peel the carton carefully so that you can harvest your eggs. Don't press it. If you press it, the eggs are so tiny. This is how they look. You can see they look like rice. Once you zoom using a microscope, you see they look like rice, all right? So you don't want to press it. You want to handle it delicately as though you're in a surgery also. And then you gather all your eggs, as you can see on the left. You can gather all your eggs like this, all right? Okay, now, this is the life cycle of the black soya fly. So we've talked about the black soya fly. It goes on to lay the eggs, and then from the eggs, they hatch to give you the first instar, second instar, third instar larva. All right, so that's how we call it: first instar, second instar, third instar. All right, and then it now becomes a full-fledged larva. So at this stage, between the third instar and the full-fledged larva, this is the best stage to use it for feed. All right, so if you want to feed it to your fish or your chicken, the recommended stage is these two stages, because at this stage you would see that what you would observe is that they are big and the protein content is really high, and also the energy content at this stage is very, very high. So this is the best stage to use here. If you are feeding your first instant larva, the only time I would recommend using your first instant larva or second instant larva to feed your fish is when the fishes are still like probably 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks old, you know, so that it's easy for them to swallow. All right, so that's when you can use this to reduce your cost of this 0 point something pellets and all that. Okay, now with that being said, this egg you see here, you see 500 to 900 eggs. So let me explain what that means. Now, if you observe here, you see this black soya fly here. Particular, what we're saying here is that in this hole alone, you have at least 500 eggs. If it is very low, maybe 300 eggs. So in this carton alone that you're seeing now, this carton you're seeing now, you're probably going to have around 10 to 50,000 eggs in this. If you see this one is still laying, So they lay from inside until it comes to the up. All right. So in this carton are 100,000 eggs. So you can imagine out in kilograms, right? And you know these guys, they grow. The eggs are so small; they grow about 1,000 times their size within 2 weeks. So the size of the larva and the size of the egg is on a ratio of 1 to 1,000. All right. So within 1 to 2 weeks, you already see them exactly like this. Okay. Now we have what we call the pre-pupae and the pupae stage, the pupa stage. Now, at the pre-pupae, what you would observe is that you will see that it is already trying to change color. Like now, if you look at these eggs here, these larvae, you will see that um, they are having different colors. The ones that are bright and then the ones that are dark. So when they are getting dark, it means they are trying to change to adults. Now, if you start up your own black soldier fly farm, one of the things, first problems you might start having will be that you have been growing your larva for 2 3 weeks. All right, it means that there's something you're doing wrong. And then before they get to prepupae or pupa, it's probably taking you months. So this is one of the issues you face when you're researching or when you're building your own black soldier fly facility. All right, so you need an expert to guide you on this stage, or else something that was supposed to take you 2 3 weeks will take you 1 2 months. You will just see them like this. They will not hatch to adults. All right, they live within one week, 1 week plus. Their life cycle is not up to like 10 days. All right, averagely it's about 10 days. They won't live more than that. And at this stage, so the reason for that is because you remember when the eggs they hatch this 2 week period or so, they are eaten. So at this stage they don't eat anymore. They don't eat anymore. And as adults they don't eat. They only drink water. You know, I usually joke that they are on wet fasting as adults. So they live about 10 days, 5 to 10 days. And then within that period, you have to also make sure that they mate and then they lay eggs. If you miss this, so this is, if you look at housefly, one of the common things you would see is that the housefly and the black soldier fly. So this is how to differentiate it. The larva, you know, housefly larva is very smooth, all right, but this one you just see that it's a little bit hairy. How it actually looks. So this is my own farm in them, and this is how it looks like. So it first looks like this. They keep on eating and eating. Can you guys still hear me? Just want to be sure. Helen,
Yeah.
can you guys hear me? Okay, good. So they keep on
Yes.
feeding and feeding. And what you see at the end of the day is that they grow this large. Now I told you about some of them looking black. So this one's looking black already, changing, trying to become adults already. All right. And then at the end of the day, you will see that your feed, you can see the color has changed from brown to like black. So that means that they've exhausted the nutrients in the feed. All right. And at this stage, you can use this darker one, we call it frass. You can use it as some form of organic fertilizer or soil enhancer to maybe grow vegetables or something. All right. Batch from Europe. This also has nutritional benefits. All right. Now, talking about feeding. So this is a black soldier fly, microscopic view at a very, very, very detailed level. So this is how it looks. So this thing you look like here, like this, that is small. All right. The mouth that is small. This is actually it. So the black soldier fly has eyes, as you can see. It has is a sophisticated mouth feeding mechanism. You know, it has everything for breathing. It is well sophisticated. And when you look at it, you see the wonders of, you know, you see, if you look at the body, how the body is structured like silk. It's absolutely beautiful. Like it's really, really something beautiful. But when you look at this, you know that this guy's main business, all right, it's absolutely wonderful. Now this is how they look like. So again, You can decide to keep them in a small basin, or you can use like something a little bit larger. It just depends on the style or how you want to construct your pen. That's it. So, but it's nothing sophisticated. Now, for the pupa, this is how the pupa looks like. Now, one of the things I wanted you guys to see is the color, and you will see that it is not mobile because it is not hard. It's a little bit hard. What do I use to explain this? When um, eggshell, right? So once you get raw egg and you apply force on it, it will burst, right? That is how this one is. If you apply force on it, it will burst and die. Do you understand? So it will not change to adult. So they have to be specially taken care of. Don't just assume that they are insects. It's not larva. No, you have to, if you're going to do this as a business or in your backyard or private, you have to handle it delicately. The way you handle your egg in your incubator, or hatchery. Okay. Now, I also wanted to give you guys the opportunity to see the black soldier fly larva that is the pupae and the pupae of housefly. This is the larva of housefly. I mean, everybody has seen this before, so that's not what we're talking about. This is the pupae of housefly. It is red in color. The pupae of black soldier fly is dark and long. You can see the size difference here. So both of them are not mates at all in terms of size, in terms of production, even in terms of behavior. Housefly behaves like mosquito that does not bite. Black soldier fly perch on you. You can travel from Kaduna to Abuja and you will not know that the black soldier fly is on your body, even if it's on your head. They will just stay there calm, well-disciplined, cautious set of people. Kai, I trip for them. Now, during my work in Denmark, one of the key things I did was to develop. I was asking myself, okay, the Nigerian farmer may not have 1 million or 10 million to go and set up a facility for large-scale production. You probably just have 10,000, 20,000, and you want to experiment, you want to start sharp, right? So how do we do it? So one of the things I did was to create a low-cost kit. I call it a low-cost black soldier fly kit. All right. So I developed this build. This was what won me the award, and my team the award in Denmark. All right. So one of my teammates is a lecturer, also now working on black soldier fly in Ghana. One of the Ghanaian universities is a PhD holder. He's now working on black soldier fly in Ghana. So this is something that he was so inspired by, and he was able to do a lot of work right now in Ghana. So this is a big deal actually. So one of the things I would do later on in a class here, we have more time because I also want to be conscious of our time. I'll teach you how to make this for yourself or for other people practically, no theory. I'll teach you how to create your incubator, how to create your biodigester, how to create your breeding cage, And for those of you who want to even sell, that's your own cup of tea. Now your black soldier fly, you can feed it fresh to your fish pond if you have fish pond. So this is a fish pond somewhere in the south. So you can feed it to fish fresh. It just depends on how you want to, or feed it to chicken. So, but usually I would recommend feeding it to fish more because the cost of fish feed is always higher than the cost of chicken feed. So you actually have more cost savings. It will not replace your fish feed 100%, but it will help you a lot. So if, for example, you have fish that is due for sale, all right, and instead of buying 10,000 naira or 8,000 naira or 7,000 naira bag of feed, you can just have your black fly farm and feed these things to your catfish or whatever. Before you sell them, why go and buy bag of feed and waste a lot of money on stuff you're about to sell? And if you are spending 100K or 200K on feeding your fish every month or so, you can just cut down on your cost of feed, even if you are saving 50,000 naira per month. That is something, right? I believe you agree with that. So that's why we're teaching you this, so that you can figure out creative ways of cutting the cost of your feed or your fish. Don't go and give your fish a bar. Please don't give your fish a bar. Don't give your fish the food in your house. Just give them something that is natural. So take a look at this facility very well. This facility, take a look at it very well. It was one of my first students who built this facility, and he's someone that even inspires me, and he's someone that is courageous. He's someone that when I look at how he started, I am just blown away. His name is Tokwe. I'm going to invite him for one of our future classes. I want to show you guys his picture. Um, this is him here, Mr. Tokwe. He's a great man. He's someone that I'm very, very proud of. 100%. All right. This is him here. He came, he learned this thing, and he's just worked so hard. And fortunately for him, he went to the US with his family. He was able to get an investor and who invested a lot of capital in the business, and they set this up. And within a year or two, they've already grown. Right now, they have one of the largest facilities in the USA now and in California. So this is the facility from up view, and this is the facility on down view, right? So everything here is black soya fly. Everything here is black soya fly. So I just want you guys to see that this is not a joke. You can go far with this if you want to, and even those of you who are planning to relocate abroad also. If you master this, you just be fortunate to, be as fortunate as Mr. Tokwe. Mr. Tokwe is a hardworking man, so and it's a very hardworking man. He's a very aggressive person. He's a very serious farmer. All right. So he just transitioned from all those fish farming, poultry farming, whatever, to he just wanted to focus on black soya fly. And so that's what they're actually doing right now in their facility. So I'm looking forward to having him. After this meeting, we're going to have a group where I would invite you guys to join, some of you to join, and then we're going to have more conversation and provide you support. For those of you who want to do it small scale, I've actually okay, good. So many people I have actually joined a number of WhatsApp groups and Facebook groups, and I see people trying to teach people how to farm black soya fly and all those things. And then I pay. I actually paid to see what they are talking about. And at the end of the day, you just see people just compiling things from the internet and not knowing what they are talking about. All right. So one of the things I decided to do was to create a platform where every farmer, every person who wants to learn about insect farming, either as a business, as a farming activity, or based on research, you can join. All right. You can join, and then you would share knowledge. All right. So knowledge will be shared there, techniques will be shared there, resources will be shared internally so that you learn, you have a community that supports you. All right. So that is my goal for that, for this, so that we actually have more legitimate systems and this knowledge is made open. Because the truth again is that if we have thousands of people farming black soya flies in Nigeria, what will happen is that importation will come down. We'll have more jobs locally. We'll have more entrepreneurs locally. All right. And would have the cost of food would perhaps begin to come down gradually, especially the cost of protein. Everybody here knows that when you go to a restaurant to buy food, half of your expenses or 1/3 of your expenses must go to fish or meat, right? If you have a family like myself, and you are buying food for your family, actually about 20 to 30, if not 40%, just goes to the cost of buying meat or fish alone. Okay, all right. So that is why we're setting up a group on Facebook, all right, on social media that people can join and just come and learn how to grow black soya fly. So this is my work, the one I showed to you guys earlier in Denmark while I was building the device. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've come to the end of today's training. I know time is fast spent, so I would like to I would like to take questions now. I like to take questions. So I like to take questions from people. If there are no questions, we'll call it a day. All right. So if you have questions, you can just raise your hands up. You know, you can raise your hands up, and I can unmute you. All right. I want this to be very interactive. So Wemi,
I'm here.
hi Wemi.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much. How are you too?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
All right. Okay. I think somebody just also asked what I wanted to ask. What do you feed the larva with? That's number one. And then the creating the communication platform is very important. The WhatsApp group. So some of us that want to like start in the next 2 weeks, will be able to be properly be guided. And I really want to appreciate you for this service to humanity. A lot of us have heard about this black soldier fly and looking around where can we do it. But like you said, one of the challenges you can be waiting for your larva to turn to the next stage. Something that can take for 1 week or 2 weeks, it will take to 3 months. And we will just be confused. And somebody like me, I wasn't aware of that. So, sir, we will need the next class maybe as soon as possible, but then a communication platform. So, what do we feed the larva with, sir?
Okay, thank you very much. So that's a very important question. Wemi, I believe you have done black sea apply farming too.
No, sir. I'm the guy that said I'm about starting that. I did a few research about it by watching YouTube videos and
Oh,
sort of.
okay, nice. So for your black sea apply, there are different things you can feed them. You can feed them restaurant waste. All right. So I'm actually planning to have either a practical training physically. All right. Yeah, we'll go through this thing step by step. Like physically, you see it and you're able to know how to modify your feed for them. So you can actually, on a very low cost scale, feed them kitchen scrap. That's one thing you can feed them. You can feed
Okay.
them with PKC. You can feed them with wheat. Now, there are different type of feeds you must use per time, right? So I know it's not everything you can teach on online program like this, right? But
Exactly.
one of the key things I'm going to prioritize, and I'm hoping we can do, would be to have a physical class. A physical class. Now, during that physical class, what we're going to cover a number of things. We're going to cover the how to set up the infrastructure. That's number one. Because if you don't set up your infrastructure properly, you're going to miss a lot of things. All right. Number two,
Yeah.
we're going to also take a look at the appropriate feed to give your black soldier fly per time. All right.
Okay, sir.
So because like generally you can feed them on kitchen scraps. Primarily you can, but if you want to run it sustainably, you have to articulate is a feeding formula and regime for your black soya fly larva. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
You also have to. There's also a way to take care of your pupae.
Okay.
Yeah, so that they hatch early. All right.
Yes.
Hello. Yeah,
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 I'm
yeah.
here.
There's a way to take care of your flies. All right. So I know we cannot cover everything on this class, but
Exactly, sir.
if we have a sufficient number of people, I'll be happy to host a physical training, either maybe in Lagos or so, a physical training where you guys can actually come in and actually go through it step by step. All right. Especially for those who want to really, really take this far. Because I know not everybody will, but for those people who are very serious about it, could have a physical training. Why not? Why not?
That would be good, sir. That
Yeah,
would be
why?
good. Because what I'm learning now is very different from most of the videos I watched where uh, some guys will take these crowd, big dongs, poultry drops, and then make something poultry with it, then put it on the open for to attract the flies to come in and also perch and lay eggs, all of that.
Yeah, I
And
mean, there are actually a lot of resources online, right? But the truth of the
uh,
matter is that the more you look, the less you see, right? That's how some of those resources are. Like, if you are not engaged with it, you will read about it, do everything, but
uh,
it is only the person who has done it practically, all right, who knows exactly what the difficulties and challenges are. Take, for example, I can teach you this is the life cycle of the black sea fly, but I already know that if you want to go into commercial production, this is the problem you will face. If you are doing small scale production, this is what you should look at for. If you want to just focus on making money, you supply meet supply and demand. You move the lava from the people who are producing it for you to the farmers who are buying. There is what you need to focus on. So everybody's need is probably going to be different. Some people want to. I've had some of the researchers from what's the name of this Funab, you know, a World Bank funded project, right? Yeah, they get some grants to finance research on black sea fly, and I think that researcher, I actually had to support her getting some of the inputs she needed. Oh, this is the challenge you will face. So, just providing her technical support all the way till she completed her work, and she's one of the people I'm proud of. And so her research focused on I think she focused on the use of black sea fly in layers feed, layers diet, and it was really positive. And I've also had people who worked on the use of black sea fly for snail farming, feeding your snail. It was also very good. The outputs were very good, but again, you need to structure the business plan very well. Okay, so let me take more questions. Thanks a lot, Wemi. So I'm going to unmute Epium Organ. Organ. That name sounds so familiar.
Yes, Blessing, good morning.
Good morning,
Thank
Dr.
you very
Hogan, right?
much. Yes, you may
Hey,
not remember, but I've been on you. I've been a weight on your neck for several years now, trying to get to catch up with this black soldier fly farming thing. I'm very
yeah.
interested in this thing. So thank you so much. When I saw your invites yesterday, yesterday, I didn't know who sent the invite, but I was like, whatever it takes, I'm going to be in that training. Thank you so much.
Nice.
I'm impressed by what you are doing and all the effort. I've been here about 3 years now, trying to learn my left from my right and so on. From time to time, I get discouraged and walk away. And
Oh,
the past few months, like about 6 months now, and I've been trying to gather the things to start. You remember the first time I was looking for the pre-pupa when I called you? Yes. And then nothing came out of it until, well, I saw some and bought from Benin. And later I discovered I didn't need to go buying pre-pupa. I could just find it around me.
mm-hmm.
Thank you. But what I want to ask is, when can we really have this training? I'm looking forward to it. And I wish that when you plan it, wherever it will be, give us enough notice so that we can plan to leave whatever we are doing and come there. I really want to. You remember before I asked you, can I come for training? I'm willing to come, even if it takes a month to stay and learn. So please,
Yeah, I
whenever we
understand. I think you've been pursuing me for probably like 2 years or three from
yeah,
Mr. Kerea.
yes, yes.
I've had a number of people reach out to me. Some want to set up their facilities, they want to do this. So I have actually just been focused because Nigeria, people can teach you things without knowing exactly what they're talking about. So I didn't want to get myself trapped into those kind of shady arrangements. So I wanted to really master it, understand it very well, prove the results, demonstrate it before. And so now that I've gotten to that level, I feel very comfortable. It has taken me probably 4 or 5 years to get there. So uh, who has done a lot of work, you know, on this. So I'm very comfortable with it. Now I would share with you guys a date for that. Let's see. Let's see. I'll work on a date for that. Let me see. Okay, we can do something either towards month end, around month end, probably like a 1 or 2 day seminar. All right.
That's ending of October.
Yes, we can do something towards the ending of October. So people have 1, 2, 3, like 3 or 4 weeks to plan ahead of time.
Okay.
Mhm.
Venue.
Somebody
Location.
is saying that's a long time. You want to have it like sharp, right? Okay. Another person is saying that the class should be located in the South region. So something I can do, right? I do have a facility in the South. Although I've been focused on Vetsark for like the last 2 years and all that. So I could actually host um, ah, a training in the South. But if I have to do that, I would have to do that in like 2 weeks' time. That's probably the only time I would have to host a training in the South, preferably in Delta State.
I'm available.
In Delta State. every region is fighting for their own. Okay, don't worry. We'll create a plan and share with you. So maybe what is Paul there? Paul, can you create a group called On Fire? All right, On Fire farmers also, or just call it farmers, insect farmers, poultry. Just call it poultry and fish farmers group. Okay, on Facebook, create it and share the link on this call so that people can just join the group. And then, all right, people can join the group. Okay, thanks a lot, Dr. Hogan. It's so good to eventually see you after a long time. So we'll create a group now and share it on this call. Yeah, for Facebook, please, Facebook. WhatsApp can only take so create a group and drop the link so that people can join now. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Hogan.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, guys? Okay, Bernard. I'll take Bernard now. Bernard.
Yes. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard.
Yeah.
I can see you though.
Hello.
Yeah, I can see your video.
Yeah, but you can hear me.
Yeah, clearly.
Okay. I'm interested in this particular insect farming.
Okay.
I'm a young researcher.
Oh,
and
nice.
I want to ask, do you accept people coming to learn this at your farm or at your organization? Maybe like a month training, 2 weeks training, 3 weeks training, or a week's training, stuff like that. That is apart from me, I might have some of my colleagues that might also want to join me. So do you accept people to come to your facility to learn this farming 1 week, 2 weeks through, depending on your schedule of timetable? Do you accept that?
Sure. It's something that I've not done that before because, as you very well know, if you're trying to do research or build a business, you want to protect your intellectual property. I know of a company in Nigeria, one of the popular companies in Nigeria, who got their knowledge or whatever from China and other places, and they had to pay, I think, about 100 million or so just to learn how to farm black soldier fly. So it has taken me time to actually figure out a strategy. So my key strategy for black soldier fly farming in Nigeria on the continent is to open source the knowledge. All right. So that is why I am now even going to train people, of course, to be at a fee, but it's going to be very affordable compared to before. Before, if you don't pay like 1 million or so, I won't even look at your face. I won't look at your face at all. That's what I will not.
Really?
I will not, because I know in the course of doing the black sheep flying farming, I lost over 20 million.
I see.
Yeah, so like that's even the one I can tell you about. I lost over 20 million naira. Like just so it's something that I've spent that's in inventory.
Oh.
And I'm not talking of other expenses that I'm not even talking about now. So it's something that I think I've just been watching the space for the last 2, 3 years, and I'm just surprised that people are scamming people, claiming to be doing training and no content and all. So I'm like, okay, those of us who know how to do, why don't we teach people? So we're going to have a community of course, researchers and farmers and all those things to learn. And then, of course, you can come in for a physical training. I'm currently not operational right now in Delta.
Okay.
So one of the things
Like how soon would that be?
one of the things I most likely would do for those who want to do like you want to see practical, right?
Yes.
I will need to plan properly and say, okay, let's have like maybe a 3 days or 1 week training. I don't think you need up to 1 week, right? But like a 3 days to 1 week training. If you want to build the items, all right. So that means I need to organize properly for it. In that case, I probably might schedule it for around maybe early November, all right, and then ask people who want to come to pay and put a deadline for like next 2 or 3 weeks, so that I know that okay, I'm having 10 people or 50 people coming for the training. And then what I would then do would be the training has to be in Delta. It has to be in Delta, not Lagos anymore. It has to be in Delta. And the reason it has to be in Delta is so that you can come to my facility and actually practice it there.
Okay.
And then I can correct you. So what I would do primarily for you guys would be that I would what do you call this thing? Simulate.
Yeah.
I'll put a simulation, a real life simulation of the black soy applied farming facility, and I will create the different stages, and you would have to implement it. So I'll teach you how to run your farm. All right, from step to step. So I have to set up the whole sophisticated facility and all that. And then I could also teach you guys how to construct. So if you want to set up like something a little bit large scale or medium scale or small scale, I'll teach you how to do all those things. So most likely we might need a full week for that, a full concentrated 1 week for that kind of training.
Okay. So finally,
yeah,
can the process BSF larvae, that is, if you harvest it, dry it, mill it, can it be used to replace fish feed? I mean, fish meal. Can it be used to replace fish meal in a in a feed formulation? 100%. And if not 100%, why? Why not? If you can feed the live BSF directly to your fishes, and they will accept it readily, why can't you also substitute the expensive fish meal 100% for this dried and milled BSF larvae?
Okay, thank you for that. Just a quick one before I answer the question. Paul, I think people are sending me suggestions on the name of the group. So what you would just do, let's just call it, this is the name to use, on fire feed alternative feed ingredient group. Or you know what, maybe why don't we just create a WhatsApp group? Okay, you've created it already. Okay, nice. Okay, I think the group has been shared, so people make sure you join. Thanks, Bernard, for the question.
Okay.
The question is.
The question is, if you can give to your fishes live BSF larvae and they will readily accept it, can
Mhm.
you also substitute your fish meal in feed formulation? Can you substitute your fish meal 100% for the BSF? That is, can you add BSF, dried meal BSF larvae to your feed formulation 100%?
Okay, okay, thanks. Thanks. That's a very brilliant question. So right now, I don't know of anybody who has done it like successfully. The only cases I know that they've done it is been for some specific species of specific species of fish.
Or fish
As
is
you
a
very well know, what tilapia eats is different from what
different
catfish
from
eats.
catfish.
And the tilapia is very accepting of plant-based diet.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Catfish is more carnivorous.
Yeah.
All right. Now, when you one of the limitations of black soya fly processing on fish feed production is the chitin content.
Okay.
All right. So let me show my um, I wanted to share my screen for you guys, but I think I already closed that window. One of the things now when you look at the black soya fly, right,
Yeah.
and you take a look at the let me I want to show this to you guys. Um, yeah, so you can see that the chitin is very high.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
or chitin, whatever you call it, right? The
Yeah.
hard,
Chitin.
no, yeah, the chitin. Insects have chitin.
Yeah.
I mean, they have exoskeleton. That's external skeleton. All right. So the
Yeah.
same thing applies to the larva because at this stage they're already building the, they're already building their chitin level, but it's not high. Yeah. And you remember when I was talking about
Yeah. You mentioned it.
the like feeding them at the second or third instar
Yeah.
level to your fish or chicken. Now at this stage, the chitin content is quite high. All right.
Yes.
So for that reason, there's still limitations. So until such a time that there's been some technology innovation around digesting
Right.
chitin or making chitin, converting
Digestive.
chitin, which is also like a protein of some sort, right?
Yeah.
To make it digestible, right? Then I will not, it's not something I would recommend 100%. But that's not to say that if you even use it 100%, the fishes will not die. The only
Nice.
thing is that you might experience slower growth.
Nice.
Like they might not grow as fast as you want.
Okay.
Because, you know, when I was defining when I laid down my definition, I clearly stated that it has to be digestible by the fish and chicken.
That's true.
All right. So once you dry it and do whatever, you now have to kind of like try to separate your chitin from
Exactly.
from the protein and then from the fat. All right. So I
Exactly.
think at that stage, you can now say, oh, you want to replace it 70%, 80%, 90%, or 100%. I don't think there will be issues. But the key technology there would have to focus on separating the chitin from the
Okay.
core protein or fats in the BSF.
Exactly.
Yes, so it can be substituted, although for catfish right now, I will not recommend 100% because
Okay.
we need to maintain the growth. All right. But
Nice.
again, there still needs to be further investment in this.
Okay.
And one of the key things to think about will be what is the cost of production,
That's true.
right? So if I'm spending $10,000 or $1 million, for example, to make 1 ton of BSF, right?
Yeah.
Lava, whatever, and a ton of fish meal is 2 million naira. Okay, that's half the that's
Yeah.
like half
That's
the cost, right? So
yeah.
I could decide to grow my fish at an additional 1 month
Okay.
because in terms of cost, it just makes sense, right? So you have
That's
to look at the unit economics and also balance it up with
exactly.
the nutritional feasibility of your feed formulation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Thank you very much.
you're welcome. So guys, I'm so sorry we've gone by like um, 14 minutes. So I would like to ask permission for extra time, especially if there are more people who have questions. Okay, extra time. Just put yes, 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 or no. So once we get more no's, we end the meeting. If we get more yes, we'll just take it off for like an additional 20, 30 minutes. Okay, yes, okay. Okay, thanks. So we have Manikandan. Bernard, thank you again for your question. I hope you will be able to make it for the training.
Thank
I
you very
think
much.
it will save you a lot of time on your research or business interest.
Yeah, we await your options and your modalities on how the training we do.
Yeah, I think it has to be, you would like a practical training too, right?
Yes, I will.
Okay, so I think it will have to be in Delta in that case, because I have
Mhm.
my own facility that
Yes.
we can use for it. I don't need to, because if I have to start paying rent and other things, it will make the cost of the training too high. And
Exactly.
guys, I would like to do a quick poll. Suggest a price in the chat box. Suggest a price for a 1 week training on the chat box. Let me get a poll of like what people are willing to pay and all that. Okay, Manikan, can you Manikandan? That sounds like an Indian name, yeah?
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I can't see you though.
I mute. I just now able to see you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You're not able to see me.
No, I can't see you yet. Let me click on add to start video.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
I think the video is not connecting. Okay, no
Okay,
problem. I'm
don't
from
worry.
India.
Yeah, good to hear your voice. You're in our first training, right?
Sorry.
You're in the first training.
No, no, no. I just seen in web cover. Then I just came into this.
Oh, nice. You're welcome.
Okay. I'm from South India actually. South part of India.
You say what?
No, no. I'm from India. South part of India.
Okay, okay, southern part of India. Nice.
Okay. I tried twice for breeding. Rest of other things are all good. Only thing is, I'm not able to get the eggs properly.
You are not able to get what?
Yeah, properly. I'm not able to get the eggs. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't hear the question. You're having
See, I'm
some
not
you're
able to.
having some problems on your farm.
See, rest of other parts are good. Nothing is issues there. Okay. Only thing is, we are not able to produce the eggs.
Oh, you're not able to produce eggs.
Yeah. On certain
Oh,
time,
sorry about that. You will probably lose your colony, yeah?
yeah, yeah.
Sorry about that. Do you still have your colony up?
Sorry.
Is your colony still alive?
Now it's now I have to collect from the wild itself because I tried twice. I'm not able to get those things properly.
You're unable to get eggs. Okay.
Yeah.
So there are different ways of solving that, yeah? Do you need an advice from it or you just want to comment?
Sorry, I'm not able to get this.
Do you need advice?
Yeah. That's what I got. I just raised the question.
Okay, so that's a very big problem. I understand what you mean. So that is a problem most researchers and farmers would normally face when they go into black soya farming or research. So you know I talked about this, but I think some people probably missed this. Um, if you can see my screen, you must do everything within your power within 1 or 2 days of your black soldier fly hatching. Within 2 3 days, make sure they start mating. If they are not mating, you're in trouble. Now there are a number of things you can do to make sure they mate. All right. One of them is to make sure that they have access to sunlight. because sunlight makes them attractive. It's almost like when you're having romance, with your wife, you want to make sure the atmosphere is cool,
Yeah.
nice, to make the blood hot, and all that. So
Yep.
they need that. Now there are also going to be cases where there's going to be rainy season or rainy weather, and you would not have as much sunlight. So you need to learn how to set up artificial lighting to get them to mate. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be something you need to do. Part of the training we're going to do would be on how to set up a lighting system that allows them to mate when there is no sunlight.
Yeah.
All right. So I think if you
Yeah.
miss that, then they would not mate. And then, what did you give? What did you feed your adult black soldier fly with?
I'm not able to get you clearly.
What did you feed your black soya fly with, your adults?
For the feed,
What?
you are asking?
You say what?
Feed for feeding purpose?
Yeah, what did you feed them? What did you give
I
to your
I
adults?
I feed local market waste, vegetable market and fruit market waste.
Yeah, I think I did not get that. You fed them what? Okay, I'm finding it hard to hear you. But one of the key recommendations, right? If you know you want to continue to produce your black soya fly, let me tell you the truth. You have to select a population that you would take into reproduction, and you have to treat those guys specially from the guys that you would sell to other farmers. All right. And there's a way to go about that. There's actually a way to go about that. You have to treat them differently. Number one. Number two, when they hatch, you have to also provide artificial lighting if you are not in a dry weather or sunny weather. You have to manufacture your own artificial lighting. So I think those are some of the things we need to look at
Okay.
for you in the training we're going to do. I know not all of you will be able to join the training, but for those of you who are either doing research or you want to set up your farm or you want to build a business around this, I would really encourage you to come for the training. It's going to be, I never had access to that when I started, so that was why I spent so much time and money um, trying to break grounds. Okay, let's take, thanks a lot, Manikandan. Let's take more questions. Akinwunmi, Akimboro. Akinwunmi.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, hi Akinwunmi. What's your question?
Well, good morning. Sorry, I joined the class late. So I would like to have more details about the host and how to continue to enjoy the training.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Akinwunmi. So I think I did that at the beginning of the training. So this
Okay.
is me. Your host today is Mene Blessing. No other one but Mene Blessing. I'm an author, social
Okay.
innovator, and I am the CEO of Vetsark. I founded On Fire Movement, a movement dedicated to alternative feed ingredients for livestock farming, specifically poultry, fish. Right now, I provide technical support to researchers, to entrepreneurs, or people who and development organizations who are focused on alternative feed ingredients for livestock farming. In the course of my work, I've won a number of international awards from Ashoka to Unilever Awards to Global Growth Fund to India Africa Business Plan Competition, GSEC, and then Unleash Innovation Labs. So I won a number of awards for my work. Most of them are from universities, actually. And so I'm very excited about what I do. My work actually took off about 5, 6 years ago in the southern part of Nigeria. And from there, I began to work with um, stakeholders to help understand insect feed production. This is one of my students, best students, uh, Dr. Ebenebe. She's a great woman. She has also been successful. She's actually, I think, head of department for, I think, animal science also at one of Nigeria's top universities. I also have here different people, where this is feed manufacturer, USAID staff, and different people actually. This is Kafan. This is Mr. Akera from Kafan in Oyo State. Kafan, that's Catfish Farmers Association of Nigeria. So I've been working on this for some time now. So I just realized that a lot of people have been going through crisis in terms of fish feed production and fish buying fish feeds, poultry feeds. So I decided to teach people how to make alternative protein for their farms, and that is why I'm having this
Okay.
class. Yeah, so this is primarily an introductory course. We're going to have other courses coming up during the year and next.
Okay.
But I think most people want to right now have something very practical. So we're going to have that in Delta State. We've created a Facebook group. Paul, if you can please share the link again for those who came in late. There's a Facebook group. Please join the group. We're going to be dropping information there on that group. And then I think for those of you who are interested in the physical training, please drop either your name and contact also in the chat box. Paul is going to give you a call after this training to follow up. So please make sure you drop your contacts if you want to come for the physical training so that we can reach out to you directly. All right. Okay. I'm going to take a question now from Abraham. Thank you, Akinwumi. I hope that answered your question. Okay, Abraham. Abraham.
Thank you much.
Abraham, I cannot hear you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I just want to appreciate your efforts. At least I'm a young farmer coming up. I'm just 1 year in poultry farming. So I just want to thank you for the effort and everything you've been doing. Though you do send me tests every time you want to have a meeting, you do send me tests. So I want to use this opportunity to say a very, very big thank you. At least this morning I've learned a little from what you've taught us. So I just want to say thank you very much. And God will continue to strengthen you in your endeavors in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. Super grateful. Okay, please drop your phone number. Paul is going to reach out to you. For those of you
I've
who
dropped it already.
Okay, thank you. For those of you who want to be part of the training. So before we leave, I want to show you guys something. This training proudly brought to you by Vetsark. Vetsark has developed this application called Farm God application for managing your poultry farm and your fish farm. I wanted to let you guys know that we've made an update and we recommend that you go on app.farmgod.org to use this on your computer or on your phone. All right. So this is available to use on browser, whether you have an iPhone or an Android phone. With this application, you can actually manage your farm. You can set up a pen. This is point of lay pen. And you can see the beautiful damsel here, point of lay on the calendar. Thanks for that notation. Now, you can also see on this calendar. On this calendar, you can see, sorry guys, just hold on. Let me switch back to mouse. Okay. You can also use this to manage your broilers. So it tells you what to do. Biosecurity, give your birds water, give your birds feed, pick out your dead birds, observe for sick one, consult a qualified veterinary doctor to check your animals if they are falling sick. So you can use this primarily to manage your entire farm. We also have for layer farms, the same thing. So it's sophisticated. You have the place for your daily records. You have the place for your sales, to manage your sales. You have here to manage your expenses. You have analytics. And then we have also made it possible. So you can, if you work with an organization, you can manage multiple farms. Yeah, as you can see, multiple farms. Now this application is 100% free for all farmers, 100% free. So please go on app.farmgod.org and sign up. All right, sign up. Completely free. App.farmgod.org. App.farmgod. Let me type it out for those of you who would like to use it. App.farmgod. So this application is proudly sponsored by no other person but Google. Google and Vetsark is bringing this to you from wherever you are, app.farmgod.org. Okay. So make sure you sign up. So once again, thank you to everybody who has been with us on this call. I want to appreciate every one of you. If you have vet doctors on this call, we have something special for you. Go to vetro.com, and also for farmers, by next week, we're launching this nationally. If you're a farmer here, you will be able to consult with a vet doctor from the comfort of your home. You don't need a mobile app for this one. So I'm opening the website so that you guys can see it. Still loading. Let me stop share right now. So I'll put the website on the chat box for you guys. Please go there, set up your profile if you're a farmer or if you have a pet. Go there, set up your profile. From next week, you will be able to consult with a vet doctor. So it's like telemedicine for farmers. All right. So I want to introduce that to you. Please, I think my network is a little bit slow now. So if you're in vets, please register as a vet doctor because we have to verify you and train you on how to use the platform. All right, so please go to vetro.com and register.